Hello everyone, my name is Lara. As you already know, if you are a new subscriber, if you're just seeing this video, if you are just coming across this channel for the first time, do well to subscribe to my channel, like, and please drop one or two comments. By liking and dropping comments, YouTube algorithm will push this video out to its target audience. Thank you and welcome to my channel. For my existing subscriber, you are welcome once again to this channel. So I got a comment on what exactly needs to be written in paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 for them to be able to get the full marks. Like I told you now that you might get 5 and you might get 4, but aim for 4, and in you aiming for 4, you end up getting 5. All right. So I said that paragraph 1 is for theme and paragraph 2 is for character description. Now let us use Let Me Die Alone as a yardstick, and this is me breaking down what you are expected to write in paragraph 1. Now you don't actually have to go this route, like write it this way, but make sure that at least if you are seeing any question, make sure that you are writing the general theme. Make sure you write the general theme in the play, okay, or the general theme in the novel, okay, or the general theme in the poem. All right, and you can write two things. If the question does not ask you if the question does not ask you on a particular theme, there's some question that would say comment on the theme or explain the theme of. That's fine. If you have such question, explain the theme of the first paragraph, you still explain in a nutshell like this. The second paragraph, you'll now be bringing other instances. I'm going to look for a question like that, and then we're going to treat it so that you understand and you'll be able to know what is expected of you to write when you see such question. But for today, let us consider this question. Account for the death of Yoko and Banya. Account for the death of Yoko and Banya in Let Me Die Alone. I want to believe that by now you have read Let Me Die Alone. If you have not, please, I did an animation on the summary, the detailed summary of this play in my channel. So scroll down and you will see the animation, then go through it and you're good to go. So account for the death of Yoko and Banya in Let Me Die Alone. And when you are starting, your paragraph 1 is automatically theme. So paragraph 1 in relation to theme, please don't say, oh, Auntie Lara said we should write paragraph 1, you two will now write P1. Paragraph is paragraph. The reason why I'm writing P1 is for you to know that that is what should be in your first paragraph. So don't now start your own two during the exam. You now put P1. I'm sure my students won't even, you will not do that. You won't do that, right? Okay. So paragraph 1 should be in relation to theme. Remember that we are talking about this question. Account for the death of Yoko and Banya, and you might just feel like there's no need for me to write theme now since the question is not asking me for theme. Babes, guy, you have to write theme. Okay, this is lifted straight from the last WAEC marking guide. Okay, last year's WAEC marking guide. All right, so it's not even me that wrote it. This is straight from WAEC for last year. So please note. So don't say, oh, the question is not carrying and I'll not write theme. Account for the death of Banya and Yoko in relation to general theme of the play, and this is it. The play is about a traditional African society faced with an internal struggle for power and an external aggression by the colonial government. Banya and Yoko's death are accounted for through this general theme. It's as simple as that. Now, WAEC is not expecting you to write in this sophisticated and posh and tuition, but WAEC is expecting you to get the general theme, because that is what examiners will be looking out for, okay, in your question paper. So get the general theme. The general theme that can be found in the play Let Me Die Alone is the influence of colonization on traditional societies, using Muyamba as a case study. Okay, just see the general theme in the play Let Me Die Alone is the influence, the external influence of the colonial master of colonization on African traditional societies. In 3 lines, 4 lines, max 4 lines, you are done with your theme. They do not want you to write extensively. They just need you to understand, like, let me see if this student actually understand this play and can bring out a general theme in this play. So you talk about power tussle, that's it, and then you explain a little. You have your 4 or you have your 5 marks. So don't just say, oh, it's a power tussle between colonialization and traditional African societies. No. You won't get your full marks. You'll probably get 2, okay, for that. All right, so this is what you're expected to write in your paragraph one. Just look for the general theme. All right, look for the general theme. What's the that one thing that encompasses, the whole play, the whole novel, the whole poem. All right, and write briefly on it. I'm going to the second paragraph now. What you're expected to write in the second paragraph. I told you that in the second paragraph you're expected to describe, if most especially if you see name of certain characters in the question, you're expected to write about those characters. So we are going into that now. So let's go to paragraph 2. I told you that after identifying the general theme, the major theme in the play that the question is being asked, you look at the question and see if there is or if there are any characters mentioned in the question. And looking at this, account for the death of, who do we have here? We have Yoko and we have Banya. Now note, even if you have up to three characters name mentioned, even if you have up to three characters names mentioned in the question, you are expected in your paragraph 2 to give a description or to describe those three characters. And in this case, we have just two. We have Yoko and Banya. So you have to describe Yoko and you have to describe Banya. Now note, even if you have four characters, which is not even possible, yeah, but then even if you have to go to that length of describing four characters, you don't split them into paragraphs. Paragraph 2 is solely for characters identification, characters description. So no matter how many characters you need to describe, do everything in your second paragraph. Don't say, oh, okay, say I'm describing Yoko and Banya, so let me use paragraph 2 for Yoko, let me use paragraph 3 for Banya. If you do that, examiners will not mark your third paragraph because you are still doing the same thing that you're supposed to have done in the second paragraph. So what the examiner will do is that examiner will give you, let's say, whatever you were supposed to score was supposed to be 4. Examiner will score you just 2 for the second paragraph because it is not the rule of WAEC for you to move your character description to third paragraph. So please don't do oversabi. However lengthy it has to be, make sure that it is in the second paragraph. And peradventure you forget, I said it in the last lesson, peradventure you forget to write this character description and you've written like 4 paragraphs already and you remember, there is no penalty. So even if it is on your 5th paragraph that you eventually remember to write the character description, put it at all 9 words, 9 bad pass, put them. I talk my own now, put it fisi. Okay, just make sure, like I said examiners will read everything, whether what you have written is senseless or not. It is the duty of the examiner to read everything you have written. So even if the examiner did not see your character description, but he's still marking, when he sees it in the last paragraph, he marks it. But please be intentional, be conscious to put it in the second paragraph. So let's go to character identification of Banya. Banya is the chief of Mende. You know Mendeland. You know the story, so I'm not going to go far. When we talk about character identification, let's talk about you. So let me give you a name, that your name is Emmanuel. In the character identification, we want to know everything about Emmanuel, everything that we can see about Emmanuel. So if someone comes to me, or if I'm telling someone about Emmanuel and that person says, oh, there are several Emmanuel, which of the Emmanuels are you talking about? And I proceed to say, oh, the tall Emmanuel, the tall, fair, funny Emmanuel, the one with the protruding stomach, that Emmanuel that lives, that does not understand English very well, that Emmanuel that you understand. Now, that person, through those characteristics, those physical features, will be able to to be able to pick out the particular Emmanuel that I am referring to. Okay, it's the same when you are faced with writing characters description. Okay, so every physical thing that the playwright, the author, had written about that character, you have to put it down. Let's take Lakule for example. If the playwright says that Lakule is short, you are putting Lakule is short. If the playwright puts Lakule's age, you are putting Lakule's age. Lakule is 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 a half educated or half baked educated. Akule is half educated. He's short. He's 23 years old. He's the village teacher of Iluchile. He teaches. If any information that the playwright gives about that particular character, you are expected to put it down in your second paragraph. He teaches this, he teaches that. Oh, he wears, because we're told what Lakunde puts on, yeah. So he wears this, he wears that. If you have special stomach, you put it. So when you are reading a particular text, you're not just reading it in isolation. You are picking or you are taking notes of all of the characteristics, the physical features that the author or the playwright made mention of in the course of the novel or play. So, character identification of Banya is the chief of Mendeland. He cherishes Yoko of all his 37 wives. His brother-in-law is Lamboy. He is a warrior and a member of the Poro cult. He believes in male dominance and superiority. He is poisoned by Lamboy and Musa. He is publicly disgraced by Governor Rue or Governor Rue. Just write it correctly. I don't know how to pronounce it, okay? So all of these are the things or the physical or the general things that the playwright had told us about this particular character. So you are supposed to put it down when describing that character in your second paragraph. Do you understand? So basically now, I need you in the comment section. I'm going to give you an assignment. Give me a character identification, a detailed character identification of Yoko in the comment section. Let me know. I'll give you your pass mark. If it is 5/5 for that part, if it is 3 over, let us learn. I want to have a feedback from you. I want to know if you're actually learning. All right. So, we are having two characters here, and I've described Danya for you. So, using Danya now, make your research, and in the comment section, give me a detailed description of Madame Yoko. So, if I come your way next class, please do well to share this video to your loved ones. Tell your friends to tell their friends that this is the cheat room of 2025 literature in English examination. See you in my next video. Bye.